Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Morgan and welcome to today's video where we're addressing all things inner hip with that core work here. So what I have for our movement is a Pilates ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball or kind of like a small ball like so, you can use a foam roller, you can use a pillow, or you don't necessarily need anything if you don't have that available to you. But again, our focus is the inner thigh, so it's going to be a great one today. So coming down onto a comfortable service mat or carpet, wherever you are, you lay down on your back. The ball placement, we're going to bring it in between our thighs. Option, a little less tension, and you can get a lot of feedback with that knee against the ball. That can feel nice to build into that strength. If you want a little more tension, bring the ball closer to your pelvis. You can kind of play with this and see what feels best for your body. Hands come down by your side. We make sure we can't touch our heels, but our heels, like our feet, are hip distance apart here. Watching once more for our ribs. So going back to the principle before we get started, we use our exhale through pursed lips and we draw our ribs down towards the floor. You'll feel that connection through the front of those abdominals. And you'll notice that there's a little bit more of that length in that back there. Now, from here, we're going to use our exhale, squeeze the ball tight, and an inhale, release the ball. Again, exhale through pursed lips. Inhale, release. This is where we're going to get started. With this movement, engaging in our inner thighs co-contracts with our pelvic floor, so we're getting our transverse and pelvic floor connected into this movement, connected through our breath, and just building that deep core strength here. Doing one more, exhale, inhale, release. Now notice where you're putting the weight of your body in that back of your hips. What we want to find is almost like that balance on our tailbone now. So we're finding that nice neutral position. Little arch of your low back. Exhale. Using that breath, you tilt your pubic bone up towards your nose, noticing your low back lengthens to the floor. Inhale, release. Exhale. Now we add that squeeze of that ball. So as we find that imprint, as we tilt that pubic bone up towards our nose, we squeeze that ball and release. You're going to do one more time. Exhale, squeeze, rock back, hold that imprint, hold that squeeze. Now one bone at a time of our spine slowly comes off the mat, pressing through the back of our arms. We lift our bum off the mat, we lift our low back and then our mid back up until we feel our weight in between those shoulder blades. Neck is nice and long. You're squeezing that ball to get that engagement through those inner thighs. Think of your knees reaching long over your toes. So without actually moving your heels, this feeling of pulling heels to your bum, so you get a lot more through those hamstrings and glutes. Then slowly, bone by bone, we bring our mid back down onto the mat. We try to keep our hips up as high as we can until we can't. Rolling down, you find that imprint, so spine is long on the mat. Then release the ball, find your neutral. Again, exhale, squeeze, roll up, and roll down. So it's like you're massaging your spine on the mat. Really nice to connect that everything, that breath, that connection with that core into your spinal mobility. This is great if you've been sitting a lot, especially during our day-to-day lives. This helps to really open up through the front of those hips. Option for a little more instability work is arms reach up towards the ceiling, palms face each other. Keeping those shoulder blades wide, you're going to do one more. You're going to hold up here. Now, we're going to squeeze into the ball, holding our hips lifted. So ground the big toes to the floor. Exhale, squeeze in a little tighter. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze, and release. Not letting those big toes lift off the floor, so we want to keep them grounded through the feet. Neck is long, ribs are down and heavy. Utilizing your breath. You've got for 4. You've got for 3, 2. Last one, hold that squeeze, roll your spine down and release for a second. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna go into single leg here. Starting with both arms down by your side long. Exhale, find that imprint. Only as long as your low back feels comfortable in this position. Lifting our hips up, finding ourselves back in that highest position here. First option, lift your right heel off the floor. If that feels good, stay there, or extend that right leg. Arms can reach up if that feels good for you. You tap your hips down and lift. Tap down and lift. You are drawing that left knee over the toes, pretending nothing hurts, keeping those hips nice and stable. You've got for 3. Keep that connection into that ball for 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it up, pulsing our hips. So we squeeze the glutes, release the glutes. Squeeze the glutes, release. Exhale, lift. Pushing that floor away with that left heel. You've got 2. Last one, hold. Right leg squeezes into left and out. In and out. You've got it. For 4. For 3. For 2. Hold the squeeze and drop those hips. And make a weird noise. Okay, release, release, release. A lot in those inner thighs. That can be quite a bit. So if you need to give yourself a second, please feel free to do so. We are blessed with 2 sides, so we get to do it again. All right? So again, if you're already feeling, hey, I feel good with those arms lifted, start there or bring them down. We exhale, finding that imprint, lifting our hips, feeling strong here. Yes, you can. Now we lift that left heel up. If that feels good, you stay there or extend that left leg. We tap the hips down and we lift. We tap and we lift. Watching, we're not just arching through our low back. We're really thinking of pushing the floor away with that right heel. Connecting that exhale to the hardest part of this movement, that lift. One more. Hold up. Left leg pushes in, releases. In, release. Keep lifting those hips as best you can. You've got for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hold, release. All right. I've never felt better in our inner thighs, okay? Now, we're going to do a little bit more inner thigh, but focusing on hip mobility, finding internal rotation, which means we rotate our legs inward, in towards each other. Ball comes in between our knees, and we lift our legs into tabletop. If you're finding, hey, my low back, my core is just not ready yet, option. Bring your hands like a diamond underneath your tailbone, and that is perfect to help support your low back. Another option, feet up against the wall, and you can kind of work through there, okay? You choose what feels best for you. Head stays down, arms by your side or wherever you need them. We're gonna exhale, gently squeeze into the ball. Now, when you look at your knees, make sure your toes aren't peeking up over them. We wanna have a strong 90-degree bend of our knees and our hips. Knees can always come a little closer to your chest if you need. Now we rotate, knees in towards each other, feet away, back to center. Rotate away, back to center. Keep finding that you're using your exhale to spiral your inner thighs in towards each other. So if you can see how my knees turn in and my feet turn out. If you start to feel any sort of kind of gripping in those hips, not a abnormal thing. We're shortening through our hip flexors as we're rotating, and sometimes that can feel weak or just really tight. So going to the point of kind of that resistance, but listening to your body. Okay, keeping those ribs down and in. We're gonna go for 4. See if you can push into the ball a little bit more. Getting a little more activity through those inner thighs, those adductors. Last 2. Last 1. Can you hold that internal rotation? Hands behind your head. Exhale. Draw those ribs down towards your hips. Lift up into that ab prep. Push into that ball. We're stabilizing here. Okay, we're stabilizing in that internal rotation. Inhale, drop our head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, lift. And drop. Elbows wide, head heavy. We've got 4. Keep spiraling those inner thighs together. 2. Last 1, hold. Finding that internal rotation. Now, as long as it feels good, both legs, double leg toe tap so the thighs reach away from you. Knees stay, same angle. Pull everything in. Good, inhale. Exhale. Don't let those feet come in together. They want to, but we are challenging that. We're finding this beautiful hip mobility. You've got 3. You've got 2. See if you can lift up a little higher in your ab prep. Last 1, hold up. Still finding that internal rotation. Can you extend those legs? Pull them in. So naturally your legs are gonna find more parallel as you reach out, and then they come more internal. That's it. Eye gaze on the horizon. You have 4. You have 3. Use that exhale. Pull it in. Last 1. Can you hold it out? Hold. Hold. Keep spiraling those inner thighs in. We're finding pulses for 8, 7. Squeeze into that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha. And release. Good. Again, those knees drop down or find a butterfly. If you've got a ball, give it a big hug and come on up. That was your functional inner thigh, inner hip workout. I hope that felt wonderful after it's done, but really great job, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks. Bye.